Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and this is a battle at Albuera as we have 3 British armies preparing to take on the French. Allied with the Spanish today as well are the British, so they're not alone today facing the French hordes. They've in fact got a lot of Portuguese here actually in the front line here. A lot of Portuguese, and they are repelling this French line quite nicely right now. I mean, these Frenchies are in a bit of disarray. They don't know exactly where to set up. They need to just get in the line and start firing. And it seems like the Allies captured a building. They've actually taken this building all the way over here in this little town. I presume this is actually Albuera itself. Sir. Yep. Sir. And there's actually some French cav now coming up. There looks like some Chasseurs Cheval or something. And there's some Royal Fusiliers in this building already set up, ready to go. So we'll have to see how they can do, but we've got yeah, lots and lots of British infantry setting up, and you see already this firefight is getting very much underway. So if you're enjoying seeing some brilliant Napoleonic line battles and some glorious charges as well, I want to see more. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. As always, guys, it's very much appreciated. And if you want to get involved in some NTW 3 battles as well, and you don't know where to do so, feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. As always, it's very good to have you guys joining to just help out the channel. They want to get these these skirmishers here a little bit further away, because right now they're probably just getting shot in the back by their own line infantry. This is a little bit unhealthy. Yeah, these King's German Legion Lightfoot, they are just going to break and get killed. They need to. They're just going to shoot those guys in the back. Yeah, not healthy there. Not healthy at all. We'll see how we do. We've got a Beresford over here. I think we actually have 3 Beresford corps and a Blake corps. Yeah, we have another Beresford there. And then all the way over on that side is another Beresford. And then we have Blake there, the Spanish army. You can see here these Chasseurs Cheval. Oh, they're trying to come in. Oh! This British player is just quite happily shooting his own men again. Got Royal Military Artificers here. They did get some decent boys off from that French cab, but I mean, they need to be careful. There was just like some Portuguese infantry are pulling up in front. Same here as well. They need to be careful. They don't just hit their own troops. Like the cannons need to be careful when they turn. But there is a lot of French actually pushing towards the centre here, and it doesn't seem like there's any British forces really that close. I mean, we've got a British cav on the way. That might need to move up a bit quicker. What else we got back here? Royal Military Artificers, yeah. Then we just got the huge Spanish horde on the way as well, so that will be interesting to see what that does. But yeah, the French look like they're very much closer to Albuera. Look like they could take it. It seems like we're going to have to see whether the British can hold on to their position, because right now, I mean, the French should be able to storm this position, and I presume they've got more line infantry back here somewhere. They can storm this hill quite easily. They don't want to stand it too long because they could get hit by canisters. Canister shot incoming, I think. Prepare, boys. Load the gun. The Frenchies are coming. They certainly are. They're very close. I mean, they need to fire this soon. They've actually routed that unit over there. That's very good that they've routed one. They need to route the second one. How is this one not loaded? Here we go. It seems like Royal Military Artificers coming in, but the gun's not going to load in time. Brace, boys! The Frenchies are coming! And they actually have to send the gun crew into battle by the looks of it. This French unit over here has to be stopped. There's still more on the way though. And yeah, there you go. They have just repulsed that first assault. There was more infantry units that could come up. They could have maybe overwhelmed that. There is more now on the way. If they all come up as one, then maybe be able to take that. You see the French over here as well, also dueling with the British lines. Kind of getting forced back. What are they facing? Looks like a lot of Portuguese. I mean, we are playing at Albuera. I think this is an Albuera scenario as well. So historically, there was a lot of Portuguese units. Also, were some British. Albuera, I believe, was quite a costly battle in history for the British. It was a battle that Wellington was not present at. It was fought by Beresford, who was like Field Marshal of the Portuguese forces at the time. He was kind of all in charge of them, but was yet also under Wellington. So it's an interesting mix they had there, and you can see this is a 9 pallet here. It's been routed. That's a real shame. It seems like primarily a British force over here. Lots of British troops in this army compared to the other ones over here, which are made up more of Portuguese. There's some British in this one though as well. You can see the French actually already storming in. They're going to try and take this building from the Royal Fusiliers. Seem like they look a bit like a grenadier unit a little bit. Don't know if they've actually even succeeded in taking it. I don't know if there are any French still in there. You can see over here now, it looks like French cav. They're going to come in. They look like they're going to go for these skirmishes here. Or maybe for the gun on the march. I'm not entirely sure. But they are going to get caught by the Spanish cavalry here. That they're going to try and get out of it. Go for the gun. And they are going to succeed in getting this gun, I think. Oh, I don't know. They did break, actually. I think the gun has just about survived. That was very, very lucky. That could have gone very wrong there. But yeah, they are fighting. I'm not entirely sure who's in there, but there is something there. We've got a lance unit here. That'll be very dangerous to see in action as well. We'll quickly go back over to the line battle. It seems like France has given ground. You can see where all the bodies of the French are. Pretty costly assault for them. I feel like they should have maybe waited for their other French army to arrive, but they tried it. They tried to get past these Portuguese and did in fact fail. The guns going off, doing their bit, 6-pounders, making sure those Frenchies stay at bay. You see the French have pushed up quite a lot over here. I mean, this force here is definitely possible to overwhelm. It seems like it's a bit detached from its main army, and it's trying to get around this Albuera here, try and get in behind, which it could get itself trapped between the Spanish and the British forces that are still in Albuera. So that could certainly be a favourable move for the Allies if the French do commit to it. You can see the French over here, they are battling away. Got some like sort of like Polish grenadiers or something like that. It looks like pretty cool. Large French forces, they're moving from this side on the flank. And the British lines prepare. We're gonna get a volley. I mean, they should be in range, I would have thought. There we go. But this is a lot of French infantry here now setting up, and you can see those grenadiers moving behind, looking for a good spot in the line. Got some like Peninsular Legion here as well. A cav as well moving in the back lines, looking for a position to break through. We've got all sorts here. Looks like we've got like some hussars, maybe some chasseurs cheval. Interesting to see what these guys can do. We've got a general in there actually as well. It's a general's unit. It seems like the British has plenty of cav here. We've got light dragoons, cavalry battalion, like a Portuguese unit there. We've got more like light dragoons back here, or dragoon guards in fact. These are just dragoons. These are like yeah, Queenstone dragoons. They're just a basic one. But these are dragoon guards. These are like the heavier dragoon variant. So both are very, very dangerous to see in action though, so we'll see how they can do. See here, France still storming forward, still trying to take Albuera before the main Spanish army arrives and kind of closes that door. The French and the Portuguese forces are taking absolute battle, but they're responding with their own vicious fire. And the Spanish now arriving. They're going to scare off these Frenchies. I'd say that this British force over here is most likely been destroyed. Like, look at this right now. The French have surrounded this British force. And Britain is going to have to retreat some of its cavalry because it realizes there's no hope. Here come the French dragoons. These guys can't form square, but they don't get the chance. This one did. The centre one did not, I don't think. The dragoons did actually rout. In come more dragoons. Charging to the masses here. They really need the infantry to charge in do the French infantry need to charge in to try and help rout these units? So they could get a lot of British units here. This is what, 4 or 5 British units here they could catch? They charged into the infantry. It's a little bit late. They have routed 1, but if they charged into the infantry, they could rout all of these. Like a cavalry and infantry sandwich would have been very, very good. Oh, there's French cavalry over here. Routing looks like a light dragoon. Yeah. Oh no, cavalry battalion. Cavalry battalion. The Portuguese cab, very, very good. King's German Legion. Oh, sorry, still firing away, giving volley after volley, making sure these Frenchies can't come up this hill. It's a nice little position they've got going on here. Now, I mean, Spain is starting to fill in the gaps, replacing these weakened British units. I mean, in fairness, the French one's looking pretty banged up as well. Like, some of these units are tiny now. Taking an absolute pounding. A lot of infantry breaking over here. Seems as though this French force over here as well has been sort of beaten back. Seems like the real might of France is over here on this right at the moment, but we can't see their entire force. We don't have, like, we can't see the entire army. We have no clue. There's still some pretty healthy infantry here, but it seems like Britain is wanting to go up this ground. He knows that there's French cavalry behind him, I think, or he's worried that there might be more. After fighting here so long, I mean, you can look at the bodies. It seems like Britain is like taking no casualties in this line in comparison to what the British have been taking, to what the French have been taking. Sorry, I think these are all French casualties. Here they look at. Yeah, Britain taking much less losses. Doing a very good job. They still hold this building over here as well. The Royal Fusiliers held on that bit. Them proud men, ready to die for king and country. It looks like the French are going to come again on this right flank. But see, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Neither like side is really doing too much. It's not even like they all seem to be just out of infantry like range as well. They're quite happy just to put rounds into each other like here. I mean, Britain's got a really strong position. Why would it move up? Just pound these poles there as they try and get in formation. They do look very smart though. These poles, they do look amazing. More Polish units here as well. Yeah, they just keep putting round shot after round shot in there. You can see that the Spanish look like they're going forward to ready to challenge the French. They are much more fresh, untested. Looks like we might be able to see a charge here, maybe onto this artillery piece. See that the French are going to stop it with some hussars. They do in fact rout the Spanish forces there. And now will be the time of France to counterattack. They are indeed. They're going to counterattack, take out these lights by the looks of it. With some chasseurs cheval. The Spanish form square was very smart of them. So the French are forced to retreat. There you go. Neither side really getting too much out of that. I mean, I guess the Spanish were the real losers. You see the Spanish actually, the British, sorry, sending forward some Portuguese and cavalry now. They're going to try and do the same thing, it looks like. They're going to rout that hussar unit, and now maybe they can go for the guns, but here come the chasseurs cheval. They're going to take over. And it looks like the British cav is going to be routed. I should say the Portuguese cav, really. Not before the French fire a lot of rounds into their own cavalry and nearly rout that as well. Could have been a costly mistake there. Looks like Britain is falling back, even though it looks like he holds the ground, really. France is retreating off in this, way off to the left. Maybe to get around and attack the Spanish flank. I mean, the Spanish troops are a little bit weaker. I mean, these guys look still pretty strong though. Most of them look like they can form square. Actually, I take that back. Barely any of these guys can form square. Imperials de Toledo. Very good name. Spanish units, the majority of them can form square, which is actually a weakness. The Spain, you just bring masses of infantry, but usually your men can't form square. But it seems like they've gone for the more elite sort of look. These are volunteers of Valencia, and they look awesome. How are these guys volunteers? They've got an awesome looking hat. It's almost like a cuirassier sort of hat. But yeah, most of these guys look like they can form square. These Mercians certainly can. These poor little skirmish unit here. Look at this, facing the entirety of the French line right now. Getting routed, forced back. And Britain is kind of getting out of position. These guns are... position is soon to be tested. Soon to be... And it looks like they're going to try and get one of the artillery pieces out of there. The 6-pounders look like it's about to get limbered up. Perhaps, I don't know. Bringing up... There's even more guns a bit. I didn't realize how many... They brought up another 9-pounder here. They're going to really try and make entrench themselves in this position. And a Spanish artillery piece of 6-pounder up here. This is a huge battery of allied guns here. To be honest, if anything, I'd be asking for the Spanish to retreat and maybe bring up some support. I mean, Britain may have enough infantry here, but I feel like you always be concerned of like positions like this where there's literally no infantry. It's a bit of a blind spot. You could just push up infantry, take these guns. They need to keep their cavalry. They've got the Royal Artificers there, I guess, which is pretty useful, but you need to keep the cavalry as well very much aware of what's going on. The Spanish are still able to fire down here, doing their bit. You can hear the cries of battle going off. Brutal scene. Yes, I hope you guys got some snacks and got some drinks and you're ready for some Napoleonic action. It is certainly started off as a spicy one. Lots of pretty nasty like musket fights going on. Looks like both sides trading infantry. Certainly the French more than the English. I mean, that is kind of typical of the Peninsular campaign. Was the French march up, and the British and the Spanish send them back. Certainly under Wellington. Wellington preferred to be defensive massively. Certainly was his secret weapon, playing defensive on strong defensive positions. Managed to easily hold. You can see there's volunteers of Valencia also looking pretty fine. But as you can see on the map, as I will get up now, the French are slowly encircling the Allied forces. They aren't quite doing it yet, but they are slowly encircling these forces around Albuera. And this could be the beginning of a disaster, perhaps. Let's see, this general Beresford here needs to be careful. He doesn't run over some stakes and get himself killed. That could go so wrong so quickly. Artillery now under fire, in musket range, getting shot at. These gun crews are going to be probably under very stressful conditions right now, getting shot at, while also trying to reload their guns very quickly. Try and rout these Frenchies headed, and they have actually routed one French unit there. Very well done. Yeah, like this gun crew here, down to 10 men. They are like all the guns here are littered with dead, both French and British, I think. A cool mechanic could be if you could allow your infantry, some of your infantry, to peel off and join the gun crew. If you lost the guns, to peel off and man them. I know that it takes more than just a simple infantryman to man a gun, but I feel like it could be done. I feel like you could man it. Like most infantry can sort of get the basic understanding of how to do it. But as you can see here, the guns are very much open now. These Spanish guns. They're about to be taken out by dragoons. Spanish guns are about to be wiped out. These military royal artificers might want to do something about that. I put a few volleys into them before the British guns go as well. This 9-pounder is about to be next on the list. And that's crew is starting to get decimated, but they do scare off the cavalry just about. Only for the... there's now a massive cavalry fire going in this back line here. And it just seems like the French dragoons are they're just not up to it. I mean, no surprise that they lost to the dragoon guards there. But yeah, the French dragoons just not that great, it seems, in today's battle. They have helped rout another Portuguese cav here. A big bold push here by the French cav, and it's not paid off really. It's still got a little bit knocking about, but certainly the cavalry superiority is going in favour of Britain and its allies right now. Is a light dragoon unit, or is it, yeah, light dragoon unit here routing the final dragoons are in this back line. Some of them may return, but it won't be the same. We've still got some Polish lancers. I haven't seen them go to battle yet, but still, we'll see. We'll see what they can do. But I mean, with the dragoon guards for Britain still alive, they're going to be very, very nasty. These Queen's own dragoons as well seem pretty damn effective, much more effective than the French's own cav. And the Portuguese still trying to hold on back here. See, the French are trying to get every angle possible to try and outflank these Portuguese, get them into a tighter and tighter circle. You see that this British army here is getting very much encircled right now. There's some French cav did return, but it's running right into a square. That is not going to help with morale. All numbers just charging right next to squares. Not healthy at all. But it just seems like France doesn't really have the strength to take this British army out. Both look like they could run each other into the ground. In Spain, I was about to say sprain, yes. All these troops actually have ankle sprains. But it seems like Spain is bringing over 4 fresh regiments, which will be very, very much needed. Help force back the French, give them that extra bit of strength they need to do just that. France is retreating here against Spain. Seems like Spain is doing a good enough job to hold them in place. They're going to hold on to Albuera itself. They are supporting on both flanks as well a little bit, but like I said, the centre seems to be their main job. Seems like Britain got the flanks. He got on this side. This seems like a huge allied line. This seems like the French just don't have enough infantry to duel like these troops. And you see Spain, I think he realizes that he's going to try and push between this gap, maybe try and split 2 forces in 2. Like if these 2 went on an angle this way. Oh, no, here we go. More Frenchies appearing. And now there will be a duel between these Spanish and French troops here. So maybe France does have enough men. Or maybe not, I don't know. These skirmishers out here maybe just making the French think there is an infantry line here, but I don't think there will be much of an infantry line. I'm not entirely sure. The French are having a real rough time trying to get this slope. But as you can see, France being forced to fall back with the arrival of the new Spanish units. Now Britain, or should I say Portugal, is they are Portuguese troops. Britain is no longer surrounded. It's kind of more in a back to his basic line formation. So you can see France over here is going to again try and come up and try and take this hill. What have we got back here? It looks like some more like Polish Grenadiers type units. Let's see how they do in combat. You see the French raiders try and storm up here. As well, the French was trying to put some holes into these Royal Military Artificers. They feel like if they can break this unit, break this flank here, they can in swing. But you can see here, look at this, Beresford's routing. Beresford's been routing. That could do massive damage to the infantry. We'll have to see how that does. You can see King's German Legion foot artillery. That's setting up. I mean, I'm surprised it's limbering up again. Like it's in a good. They're in a pretty good position. An interesting decision, I'll give it that. Oh, huge charge over here. Look at this. Huge charge. These are the Polish Lancers. And they are breaking, just like broken the entire like Spanish centre there. And they are now flanking into the British. Massive, massive push here by the French. And they are routing Royal Welsh Fusiliers, all sorts. A lot of these troops getting into like a mix of melee and musket fire. Like they are just getting broken. And this is the perfect time for the French to like send in their cav. Like you just send in the cav, it pins down the infantry, and then the infantry either shoots or charges the British lines as well. You can see there's actually some Portuguese troops here. They may want to think about retreating, get everything back to Albuera. I would personally feel, because these two armies now split, like this army is now split in two. It's in a real rough spot. These troops here want to retreat back to Albuera. Sure. But France, out of nowhere, has just played an absolute amazing move. And it doesn't look like with too many losses of their own. It doesn't look like they've got any real broken units just yet. So there are a few very close. Yeah, there you go. One breaking there. And even with this cav just loitering around, it's forcing this unit here to form the square. The French can focus it down and kill it. And if it dares to come out of a square formation, the cavalry can swing in and kill it. And it looks like we're about to see that happening right now. This unit literally came out of the square, and it's going to have to go back into it. French, they've done a good job. I mean, look at that. A lot of troops are breaking. Britain had a bit of an issue, but on this flank certainly has rectified the issue. Over here, I'm not so sure. They look like they are on the run back to Albuera. So big loss there. And over on the other side, it seems as though, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a stalemate. It looks like Britain may have the numbers over France. It's hard to say. The centre is still yet a move by the French. They're still kind of waiting. They've got plenty of infantry waiting in these trees down here. Maybe they're going to wait for this sort of French flank to come up, turn the British here and the Spanish, so they can then move up the river without any real issue. I feel like that might be what they're waiting for. Like once these Frenchies arrive, these French can then come across the river and they can join in the assault on Albuera, because Albuera is obviously the main target of today's battle. But yeah, it seems as though France is going to let these British units get away. We've still got some light dragoons over here, the Ragged Brigade. Well, yeah, they're going to get away. We've got the Northamptonshire foot here. They're still doing their bit, trying to get out there as well. Looks like, well, seems as though there isn't too much going on. The line battle now is only over here, where it's still as ferocious as ever. Britain's still trying to hold on to the silhouettes of men. These Portuguese troops here doing a very good job. Still giving ground as they were slowly getting encircled a little bit back there, but not too much. Spanish as well. They've done a pretty good job today. I mean, they haven't had too much to worry about so far, but they've done a pretty good job. They scared off a lot of the French infantry with their sheer arrival. The French were really pushing up towards Albuera. Now they're back down that slope. I like that uniforms, like that volunteer unit there. You can see, it looks amazing. And the beautiful volleys there from the Spanish going off. Yeah, Spain may need to transfer a few troops over here. We'll have to see. The line to defend Albuera on this right-hand flank is coming together. You see there is now, this is the Ragged Brigade. They're going to go in.
Our men are running.
This French cav got a little bit too close for comfort. And now they are sending in the Ragged Brigade. They rout that little French infantry unit. It looks like they're going to rout the cav as well. And there you go. I feel like that might be the last, well, nearly the last of the French cav. There is one unit here, but bar that, they look like they're out of cav. This one may return. It's still got relatively healthy numbers, but we'll see. It looks like Britain's just going to make a stand here. It looks like he's not like interested in getting these men back. I feel like he's looking at the strength of the French and thinking, we can give them a good fight. We'll give them a good fight. Seems over here as well. Portugal's still holding strong. We're going to see a bit of a push over here by the Dragoons of Britain. Dragoons and Dragoon Guards anyway. And they could go in for the French if they wanted to. I would personally, if I was Britain, maybe make an advance forward. Push forward a little bit. Get these guys a little bit closer. Get brutally close. Get some good shots off. And then...
Our men are running, sir.
I don't know. And then maybe charge him with the infantry and the cav. We'll see. Like I said, do a cav and an infantry sandwich. Got like a pole unit back here. It's kind of guarding the rear, I guess, forming square. It knows which units can not form a square. It's probably these centre three here or something. They can't form a square. It's why that Persian unit's positioned there. Try and protect that. Protect against the cav. And as you can see, the French giving up ground because the cav is trying to flank. French guns nearly at the top of this hill. You can see the British guns have been abandoned. Here we go. British cav going in. France not forming square as it's on the retreat. France is breaking a little bit. And they go. They keep going in. Here infantry as well, marching forward. Royal Artificers, they're coming in. More French units breaking here. Now 3, going to be a 4th. Breaking. Are they going to get any more? We'll have to see. Royal Artificers coming in. They're doing their bit. Trying to pin these units down in combat. And as you can see, they're in a whole bit of bother right now with the French on this flank. And this might be the end of it. Might indeed be the end of it. It seems like the arrival of the Dragoons has been enough just to rout these French. Is this Polish unit going to form a square? If it can, surely it can form square. It would if it could. There you go, the Dragoons retreat, and, well, that Dragoon retreats. This one's coming in. Dragoon Guards going flying in. And that'll be the end of that light Polish unit there. Very nicely done, and that, there you go, that's a general dead. I think that might be, like, the French had like an infantry general, I think. That's why they had that unit in the rear. So as you can see now, the French left's kind of gone. This is technically now the French left. And the French centre has pushed forward to only be pushed back again across this river. This must be like, I don't know, so frustrating for the French. They get across like, yes, we made it, and then they just get forced back like, no, not again. It looks like Britain's coming in, doing a bit of a duel over here with the French forces. I mean, these are, looks like Poles again. Fighting on his flank. Are they pushing forward? Looks like it. And here we go. In come the French. I mean, they're low on morale, but so are the Portuguese here. I think maybe both will break. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. And there you go, the French break. Portuguese were very close. Now we're going to get a charge from the Ragged Brigade. They're still really healthy. They're going to come flying in, and these French guns are very much in danger. Look at this. It's like a huge artillery battery they've got going on here. And they come, and they're just going to destroy all of these guns. Really nicely done. Routing them very nicely. Destroying a couple. Wow. And they, just like that, gone. Now they can go to the back lines. There's a general here if they want to go for him. And they are like into the nice soft rear lines now. The French can just pick off whatever targets they fancy now. As long as they pick off the right ones, that's the main thing. We'll go for the right targets like infantry, generals. Gonna charge these units here, this French unit here. Rout them. Can they get another one? Perhaps. And there you go, that's like the French right all but gone really as well. It's just really the center of the French army that is left. And now the Allies make a full-on assault. You can see they're right down in this river line. They try to make a charge over here. The Royal Welsh Fusiliers try to make a push. Failed. But they're still coming forward. And as they can really. Going over here, battling away with some skirms. Should win this fight. These are Royal Fusiliers after all. And they'll hopefully now just roll up what remains of the French here, you imagine. We'll have to see. The French haven't got too much left. They've still got a cavalry unit here, actually. Still a dragoon unit. Right in the center of this battle. It's not been committed. Might want to retreat to get into a flank. I don't know. Might want to try and see if you can combat any of these, like, ragged brigade. Another artillery piece over here. They may want to try and set this up and try and, like, across the river. Because the Britons now, like, taking this side of the river line. Maybe put some rounds into them. As you can see, Spain as well. Now getting up his columns of infantry. And also looks like he's going to try and force a crossing over here. There's also French artillery here. Like, these French artillery units are huge. They have so many guns in them. Huge things. Yep, still forcing back the British in a few areas. I mean, to be fair, I think the British left has now actually come to the centre. It looks like they're just going to go for an old-fashioned, straight down the middle push. See if they can break their way through. And fair enough. Royal Fusiliers doing their bit. Yep, seems as though, well, I mean, there's just like little like line battles going on everywhere now. Huntingdonshire foot. I butchered that. I butchered saying that. Huntingdonshire foot. The young buffs, as they're also known. But yeah, the Spanish really got the strength now. It would seem like the British lines are looking thin and feeble. They really needed the Spanish army to come and like support them. There's still plenty of French infantry in this forest here, if you want to call it a forest. Got skirms in here. You got line infantry in here. Still looking very good. And we've got the all the dragoons out here still for the British. They could definitely do with getting across the river, causing all sorts of havoc. The Spain, yep, trying to force a crossing over here. Maybe try and turn the French flank if they can break their way across. I love how the Spanish go into war with wearing a top hat, going in looking very sophisticated. It looks like we're going to see a British push across this bridge, because France has not bothered to set up this gun. He's just left it unattended, and he's just going to let it just like take him, because that's the first thing that's going to be when the British come across this bridge. It's the first thing they'll hit. Here we go. Looks like we're going to see some infantry coming across, and the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. Well, just the Royal Fusiliers, in fact, not the Welsh ones. Yeah, France still got a few isolated units out here just getting mopped up. What have we got here? The Worcestershire foot. They're going to go in and do their bit. There you go. They'll take out that unit, and the guns are now going to get charged, I imagine, if they've not already. Yep, there they go. Getting charged. Probably going to get broken. Oof, a brutal volley there though onto the Royal Fusiliers. They did break two of the guns and did rout them. But they didn't lose their own unit. They got hit hard there by French infantry. So was this like a little bit of a trap to bait in the guns? I don't know. It's like really worth it, but it was a brutal volley. It did in fact around the British. Nice little trap there set up by the French. You can see here now that the British cav going in over here. We have the Prince of Wales Dragoon Guards going in. The finest cavalry available to Britain. Makes sense in the Spanish are able to get across now. You see the got some. I think these are those dragoons that we spotted earlier. These are the last dragoon unit. They're going to be given the task of maybe trying to silence those dragoon guards. Don't know if they're going to achieve it, but we will see. Got to fast forward just a little bit because it seems as though the battle's slightly dying down. Even though there's a lot of infantry left for both sides. For this stage of the battle, there's quite a lot of infantry left. Certainly for the French, in particular in the center. I mean, it's a lot of units anyway. Maybe they've not got a lot of men in them, but there's a lot of units left. Fight hard for your emperor. Napoleon expects every Frenchman to die for his country. Don't know what accent that was supposed to be, but there you go. You see the Spanish have got across. You can see the distance here, and it looks like we're about to see this French cavalry, this like French dragoon unit. They're going to go in against the dragoon guards. Dragoon guards are very tired. They may not win this one. We will see. Looks like the Dragoon Guards are going to get broken. French cav is, like I said, much healthier, much like more active. So there you go. I've broken it. Did do a lot of damage to that Dragoon unit though, and they're just going to make sure it's routed properly. There you go, entirely routed. Actually, that Dragoon unit came out much healthier than I thought it had. That's going to do a lot of damage. But there, as you can see here, the other Dragoon unit now coming across. Now he's going to rout the guns here. Looks like it took a decent amount of damage though coming across. Got hit by those guns probably. So yes, it's a problem now for the French. They can't be in more than one place. They only have one Dragoon unit, and now you can see these Dragoons going to go into the backs of the French here. And the Spanish you see the push across. Going to walk and form square. But these guys did not form square. And this could be disastrous now for French survival. I mean, the French survival was already thin. It's now looking almost certain to be doom and gloom for the Frenchies today. Got a general coming in here. Gonna try and silence these dragoons. These dragoons look very healthy, very happy with their very much strong in morale. You can see the French general trying to get out there. If I was Britain, I'd be chasing this general down, making sure he gets nowhere. Break him, break this remaining French force here. And as you can see, I mean, now would be the time for Spain just to make a general advance. There's what, 3 units to stop them? Well, at least 3 times that. There you go, they've routed the French general. Haven't killed him, but that might be enough. Yeah, I mean, now I'd be just, if I was Spain, I'd be ordering a general advance. Everything goes across. I can see the French infantry. Just morale is not great. I would also be getting, like, telling my ally, get these dragoons back. They could really do with supporting. So they could quite easily mop this French force up for them on their own. They don't need any assistance of the Spanish really. They can do it alone. You can see here the Spanish routed that dragoon unit. They formed square and stopped it. Now they're gonna have to try and repulse these grenadiers here. Morale is not great, but these are grenadiers. They are fierce in combat. And they have actually, in fact, been routed themselves, even though they look like they were going to rout that infantry unit there, infantry of Ronda. They did, in fact, get routed themselves. Morale, like I said, not great now with the loss of that general. These dragoons just need to get back. Sneak back in. Spain ordering the general advance, as is Britain. They're more charging. Not entirely. Oh, Britain here on the little flank. The Worcestershire foot coming in again, hitting these trilliers or something like that by the looks of it. Hard to tell what's going on in this little forest, but there you go. A brutal fight. Kill them all! Kill them all! And there you go. The dragoons going in, and they're going to rout. Oh, what is this mess? That France has formed here. This is actually not the dragoons, it's the light dragoons. The ragged brigade is back. Oh boy, these guys have been a constant problem for the French all day. And you can see lots and lots of French infantry getting routed here, and all really low morale as it is. The dragoons have returned as well. The light dragoons are going to be ones that are going to claim the day. They're going to rout like 6 units of French. They're all stacked on top of each other, bizarrely. I still have 1 general and a little bit of French infantry to hold on, but not a lot, not enough. Queen's Own Germans here, though, they may be broken by, looks like a Spanish sort of unit in here that the French have got. I don't know entirely sure what this unit is. Spanish or maybe like a Portuguese unit fighting for the French. And both broke. That was the outcome. Both broke. And here we go, yeah. This is the beginning, well, this is the end for France. Not even the beginning of the end, it is the end. In goes France's general. He's going to try and have one last hurrah, gain some honor. Trying to kill these light dragoons off. Don't know if he's going to achieve it though. These ragged brigade, they've been absolute goats in this battle. They've just routed everything that they've been facing. And there you go, they've routed that. And what is left? Just one isolated little French unit. Yeah, the general's been killed. And that is going to be it. There's just a little French unit up here that needs routing. And that is it. That will be the battle today at Albuera. It's been a brutal one, that is for sure. Came down, well, really just to that massive cav charge, I think, by the French all the way back here. This really just like the cav back here. I certainly feel like the French are a little bit, maybe overextended a little bit too much for this cav.
Their general, sir.
And
now they must break.
It maybe cost them because they didn't really then have the cavalry superiority. Because I think they had it in numbers, but maybe not quality. I think Britain had the quality in its like dragoon guards. They were much better. But yeah, they still had the numbers. They had a lot of dragoons, but couldn't seem to get them to really work in today's battle. I mean, look at that. The numbers for the French kills. Oof, really rough. But yeah, this one was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon, who was playing as one of the Beresford armies. Well done to him, to Bagration, who was playing as another Beresford army. Must be out of his depth. He's not in the cold winter of Russia. He's here in the sunny Spain. But yeah, he did well. As did Angry Peasant, playing as another Beresford army. He only had 400 men deployed. Jeez, was he just all cavalry? I think he may have just been all cavalry, like those dragoon units or something like that. That is very bizarre. That's I did not realize that was the case. Then we got Seth, who's playing as the as Blake's like Spanish army, bringing a lot of troops there, 2,700, nearly 3K, as you should be bringing as Spain. But yeah, like I mean, Angry Peasant did really well, killing like double his amount, nearly 3 times his army size. Johnny Buffoon and Bagration here getting like a good amount of kills as well. I mean, this is a big British army, actually 2,000 men as well. But yeah, doing very well. Don actually bringing a particularly small Spanish army as well, but well, French army, sorry, not Spanish army. But yeah, they were all playing as like the Spanish like corps in France. Well, France for Spanish corps, all playing assault, it would seem. But yeah, so well done to Lornim, to Nash, to Flux, and to Don as well. Did a very good job. I will quickly look at Johnny's kills. He's got his best one was his King's German Legion light foot with 137. His artillery actually getting 137 as well, and his 2 of his artillery getting 137. Very well done. Royal Military Artificers getting 125. Yeah, some pretty good kills here for some of his infantry and his artillery, which is not very common to see. There you go. If you want to have a look at them, yeah, Johnny brought not a single unit of artillery, just all infantry. So he must have relied on, say, like Angry Peasant for all his cavalry. But there you go, guys. If you enjoyed it, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.